My fiancé won't stop her mind games and asking me traumatic what-if questions, so I'm hitting the brakes on this roller coaster and noped out of our engagement. I have been in a relationship with my now fiancé, Sarah, for 3 years. I work in the sales department. I make good money, but my job is very stressful. She is the daughter of my mother's childhood friend. They always wanted their kids to get married but never pushed us or said anything. But somehow we liked each other and fell in love. After dating for 2 years, I proposed to her 1 year ago. We agreed to get married after her graduation. However, Sarah has a bad habit. She likes to play mind games with me and see my reaction. If she doesn't like the reaction, she gets angry or sad. She asks questions like, "Hey, what if I'm unable to have intimacy for the rest of my life and unable to have children? Will you still marry me?" I try to answer emotionally or make her happy, but she always forces me to answer rationally and expects me to be honest. But if I give her a rational answer, she gets mad or sad, saying I only love her because of her body and I only want her for intimacy. I understand that marriage is not about intimacy only. Love, trust, patience, intimacy, everything is needed to make a marriage work. Otherwise, it can't last. She makes these fake scenarios, and wants me to answer rationally, but gets angry when I do so. She does this once or twice a week. I tried to talk to her, saying, "Babe, please, I hate these questions. I can understand stupid ones like would you love me if I was a worm? But these questions are serious, and I can't handle these extra dramas. I really love you, but I just want to relax and spend some quality time with you after work." Recently, she crossed a line. One of my coworkers was badly roped by some drug addicts, and she was in the hospital for a week. The boss gave her PTO for 2 months. She and her husband both broke down emotionally. She is scared to even see a man, and her husband can't tolerate the pain she is in. I took him to a bar a few times. Every time he cried because of what happened to her and how he failed to protect her. Their marriage is falling apart. Sarah knew everything about these events. So a few days ago, after I came back from work and was relaxing on the sofa, she came to me and out of nowhere brought up my coworker's story and asked me, "Babe, will you still love me if I get roped and unable to come close to you for years? Will you still love me?" My answer was yes, I will be there for you. But she kept pushing. Like, what if they made me pregnant? What if they injured my private parts? I was getting more and more annoyed and angry because rope is one of the biggest tragedies that can happen to a woman. The horror and terror of it are impossible for a person to imagine. For her partner, it is also horrifying and extremely depressing to see her in such a vulnerable state. She somehow created this scenario and wants me to give her a rational answer. But I can't because I never experienced such horror, and I never want to be in that position. I honestly don't know how I would handle the situation. But she kept testing my patience. After that, I said I was done. I took off my engagement ring and said I am done with you. I work 12 hours a day, but I still try to find time to do something for you. I try to buy you flowers, take you out on dates, try to buy everything you ask, cook for you often, and do everything I can to make you happy. All I asked for in return was peace and positive energy. I can't take these games anymore, and I can't apologize every time for some fake scenario you created in your head. I can't handle that extra stress. I walked out of my house. She kept screaming at me and crying loudly. I am currently staying at my mom's home. She kept calling me and texting me. I didn't answer. I honestly can't handle her right now. I am tired, stressed, angry, and depressed all at once. Update: there will be a family meeting with her family tomorrow. She won't be there, but I want to talk to her family. Her mom and her father already talked to me and apologized and reassured me they would support my decision if I decided to break up. Both of our families have almost 30 years of friendship and our moms have been friends since their teenage years and they won't let that break because of her. Update 2. So, we finally had that family meeting. Sarah's mom, dad, her aunt, uncles, and grandma all came to my home. Sarah came too, but they told her to stay in the car. We had a long discussion. I explained everything that's been happening about the what-if questions and how she got upset with my answers. They were very supportive. They always treated me like their own son, and today was no different. After I expressed my anger and depression, they asked if Sarah could come in because she wanted to say something. They said she was completely broken down and never expected I would actually walk out like this. She didn't eat, showered, or do anything in the last 48 hours. She came in, and it was true. Her eyes were bright red, messy hair, and she was in the same dress I left her in. She cried and wanted to come towards me, but her mom stopped her, and she made her explain why she would do such things and never go to any therapy or even consider that. Turns out that she was way too young to get married, and she never really grew out of our childhood friendship. She used to do pranks, throw cold water at me, or say stupid things to embarrass me when we were kids. The reason for those what-if questions was to irritate me, but she never realized her questions turned from stupid stuff to horrifying questions. She never expected me to be this much traumatized by it because to me, this was a real relationship turning into marriage, but in her mind, she was dating her childhood friend and started to live with him. Both of our parents apologized to me because they were so happy about our relationship that they forgot she might not be ready to be married at all. She is young, and this is her first relationship as well, just like me. After hearing all of this, my anger calmed down a bit, but the damage was already done. And by looking at Sarah, I can say she realized it too. I've never seen her this much broken down ever in my life, but I wasn't ready to go back, and her parents didn't beg or force me either. But she said she was ready to do anything I asked. She would do anything to get me back. This was a wake-up call for her, and she realized what she had done. So I said the marriage is off the table now. At first, she needs to go to therapy, and after she is done, we will see if we can give this relationship another chance. She agreed to everything and said she would work hard to make this relationship work because she did not want to lose me.